Indy, Monaco, Le Mans. There are many great races in the world, but for amateur drivers, one race stands above all others. For the past 50 years, the Sports Car Club of America Runoffs has been the pinnacle of amateur motorsports. A single, winner-take-all event that can take a lifetime to win and only split seconds to lose. This is where champions are crowned, where professional careers are launched. This is where greatness is born.
And welcome back live to Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Coverage of the 50th SCCA Runoffs. Hello again, everyone. I'm Rick Benjamin. Dorsey Schrader is alongside John Bizignano on pit road, ready to begin the second half of the Saturday fun here at Road America in these 50th Runoffs with Spec Racer Ford, a field that's more than 50 strong. Let's get some of the stories from the pre-grid. Here's John Bizignano.
Well, there's a lot going on down here. A couple things. First of all, our pole sitter, Brian Schofield, talking to him before the race. This is his 6th time here. He's been on pole position every single time. 1 gold medal, but on the podium every other time. The longevity of this class, the Spec Racer Ford, this car, his father drove in 1988 as a Formula Renault, Spec Renault for heaven's sakes. So this is a 1988 car on pole position at the championship. As they roll out, now in past years I've always said get off the couch. This is a class that anyone can start in motorsports. Last year people told me I wasn't enthusiastic enough about telling that story. So here it is again. Look, SCCA, write that down, Sport Car Club of America, SCCA.com. You don't have to be in your living room watching this, listening to me. There are rookies, first year drivers in here in this championship on the grid in Spec Racer Ford. It's a closed wheel, evenly based, fantastic series that teaches you about momentum and keeping the cars going strong in every type of circuit all around this United States of America. Get off the couch, get in a Spec Racer Ford, and have the time of your life. Dorsey, you used to do it. Tell them about it, buddy.
You're right about that, Biz. I started my career all the way back in these cars. I didn't start in these cars. Actually, I had a 14-year run at SCCA, but this came along in 1984. I started racing in 1985. I won the Pro Series in 1986, and this launched my career into pro racing. No doubt about it. It resurrected my career from Formula Atlantic to this, and that year was a hay barn for me. It took me right on all the way through NASCAR, all the way through everything you can do in racing because of this little car right here.
Well, it's a terrific race car. They've been around a long, long time with Renault motors and for a long time now with the Fords. And certainly we expect a great show here because we've got 50-plus entries.
53 of them.
Mazda running order, top of your screen to keep track of this. We'll run down some of the highlights. Brian Schofield from Lakeland, Florida on the pole in the PM Racing Machine, a 237.9 second lap. Schofield's car is 61, number 61 you'll look for. Mike Mizzandorino from Bakersfield, California lines up second. The MBI Racing 11 car. Jeff Beck from Illinois will start third. Bruce Myers from Greenland, New Hampshire lines up fourth. Todd Harris from Portland, Oregon is the 5th starter, and Adam Gottlieb from Wilmette, Illinois will start 6th in the 7 car. That's outside row 3. Cliff White, who has won this championship a few times, including last year, has to start all the way back in 7th, Dorsey. He's got his work cut out for him.
That's not too bad, though, when you got 40 or 53 cars, 7th, way up there in the front.
He's from Huntsville, Alabama. That's the Thompson White Racing entry. Trey Ayers from Woodstock, Georgia, qualifies 8th quick in the 71. That's the Ayers Racing Spec Racer Ford. TJ Acker from Santa Clarita, California in the 62 will start 9th, and Keith Burgess from Dallas, Texas will start 10th in the 69. Second 10 starters, Denny Stripling in the 4 from McKinney, Texas. Franklin Futrell from Augusta, Georgia in the 12. Richie Stanley from New Smyrna Beach, Florida in the 06. The 05, his teammate Chad Galloway, also from New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Tim Blakeney from Dallas, Texas in the 26. Mark Greb from Mount Vernon, Iowa in the 0. Mark Ballinger from Schaefer, California in the 97. Chris Curran from Silver Spring, Maryland in the 01 car. The 91 of Tom Panaggio from Land O'Lakes, Florida starts 19th. And Steve Cole from Iowa City, Iowa will line up 20th in the 50 car. Some other notables, Darrell Wills from Houston, Texas, who just won the Formula Mazda Championship a couple of hours ago, starts 28th in this one. And former Trans Am competitor Bobby Sack, Don Sack's son, out of Kalamazoo, all the way back in 34th. So just some of the names you might be familiar with as we get set to go racing again here at Road America.
These are quite amazing cars. They're very much draft dependent. We have 3 long straightaways. Without working with some other cars, you will have no choice in being able to make a pass. You're going to see at the beginning of this race, there's going to be a bunch of different packs of cars that will hook up. By turn 3, they should be single file, and they will bump draft and they'll push each other to the lead. Without the draft, you're losing about 8-9 miles per hour. It'll be a fantastic race if it doesn't just go bad.
Yeah, well, hopefully everybody can stay close together and we can have a good bit of action, especially toward the front of the pack. Before we go green, back downstairs to John Bisignano.
A lot of action towards the back of the field because there were about 10 cars from California and cars for Oregon that didn't pass fuel inspection after the qualifying. So there are some guys in the back of this field that are much more fast, or faster I should say, than their qualifying time shows. I don't know if there's a long enough race here for them to get to the front, but don't tell them that. They were all ready to try and make a move. And again, Dorsey, you know what I'm going to try and make a move means in Spec Racer Ford.
You make deals in this class, you really do. You want to have
draft.
Yeah, you want 2 guys and you want at least 3 cars together, and you want to work together nose to tail and try to get a breakaway, what we call a breakaway, get away from the rest of the pack so it narrows down to a smaller field of guys going for the win. That's the thought process.
Yeah.
Now, whether it happens or not is a whole different story.
A couple of other cars to watch deeper in the field. Some are saying that Andrew Charbonneau from Boca Raton, Florida, starting way back in 43rd in the 67 car, says he's got a top 5 car that they've had problems all week.
He's going to have to prove it to me.
And Scott Reddick from Camden, Ohio, always a contender in this division, the 17 car. Wrecked earlier in the week and did not post a qualifying time. Field out of the final corner, ready to start up the long front straightaway here at Road America at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. The afternoon session of day number 2 of these 50th SCCA runoffs. We're glad to have you with us on SpeedcastTV.com. Corvette safety car heads for pit road, and the leaders will bring the field up the hill toward the green flag.
These cars are very, very safe. I was the official crash test dummy for this series. I had the 2 biggest wrecks ever seen in mankind in one of these deals.
Misadorino in the 11 on the outside. Your pole starter to screen left is Brian Schofield from Lakeland, Florida. Schofield on pole yet again, and the green flag is in the air.
Now, what you see when they get down here to turn 1, through turn 1 and turn 2, they're going to stay side by side all the way back. With a big crash on the front straightaway, 2 cars together.
Into the concrete on the left side.
That's going to bring out the full course again, and there's debris getting hit all over the place.
And you hate to see that. That is very reminiscent of what we had at the start of the Formula Mazda event just a couple of hours ago, Dorsey. This time left side wreck, and you've got 2 more tangled.
It was what I was worried about with 53 cars. You know, if you're in the back part of that pack, your visibility is nothing. You can't see in front of you, and something went wrong back there. I'm sure we'll have a look at it later again. But 2 cars tangled up, couldn't get apart, and they made big contact on the front straightaway, and that will bring us out a full course caution at some point.
Neil Lund from Longwood, Florida in the 63. Paul Marino from Chatsworth, California in the 14.
They're still racing like crazy down here in the turn 5, however.
We're seeing an oil flag, and it looked like the flagman had the double yellow in hand, which would be a full course caution. Now we stay green.
They've been real reluctant to put full course out. They try to cover everything with a local yellow only. Now he's got a...
Yeah, we're going full course yellow.
Yeah, there's no way you're not going to go full course yellow in this case, but they need to slow these guys up so we don't just tear up more equipment unnecessarily.
The oil flag is out. One of the flagmen on the main flag stand where we are on the front stretch has the double yellows in hand, and you can see the battling. This is almost a half-lap test session for some of these guys up front.
I don't see full course except on front straightaway. That should be all the way around the course, but it is not yellow here. These guys are still racing.
And we're hearing that we may stay local yellow only here on the front straightaway.
Wow.
You've got a wrecker that was on the racetrack just a minute ago.
And he's about to have 51 of his best friends about to come up the straightaway too, so I'm not really pleased about all that, but that's the way it goes.
Misadorino dropping back into 3rd. We'll go ahead and consider this lap number 1 of 13, 52 miles of action for the Spec Racer Fords, as the leaders funnel down one of the straightaways here at Road America, making some speed, heading down toward turn 5, and we'll see who's out in front, and that is your pole sitter Schofield in the 61. The 31 of Jeff Beck has moved into 2nd in front of Misadorino out of Canada, up through the kink here in the S's.
Not all of these cars have radios, so some of these drivers are uninformed about what they're about to see. You see the corner worker there holding the white flag. That just means there's a safety vehicle, there's a slow-moving vehicle up ahead. Like I said, if you had a radio contact, you've already been apprised of the fact that there's a big wreck up ahead. And you see the safety car there in front. So I don't know.
Caution on the front stretch as these marshals wave the field around the safety vehicle.
There's going to be a wreck up here, 2 cars.
That does not appear to be normal procedure.
Well, I don't like it. I'll tell you that right now. I've seen too many things go wrong over 40 years.
They'll stay.
Drivers are
yellow.
fine out of those two cars right now,
Yeah.
but racing through a wreck scene's never a good idea. I don't care who you are.
With all the safety vehicles that are there, drivers left on the front straightaway. We stay clean and stay green, and is Schofield still your leader? Beck and Mizzardorino, the top three. Harris and Cliff White, and Franklin Futrell now has moved up to 6th position in car number 12. Ayers is 7th, Stripling is 8th. Myers and Acker, the rest of the top 10. We'll take one more look at the initial start.
Happens way back in the back here. Two guys get tangled, and when they do, it turns. Here's a better look at it head on. It's way back
and
there.
You can see it off to the right side of the racetrack.
Yeah, see these two hooked up,
Yeah,
and that
the
was
11.
a big hit. That was a darn big hit straight into the wall. Now, this is what I was talking about. We've got 2 packs already. You got this lead pack of 6 cars. Then right behind them, a pack of 4. And what you have to really worry about is if you drop back too far, you lose the aero advantage of the draft. Without the draft, these guys will pull right away. About 8 mile an hour, 9 mile an hour, 3 times a lap. All 3 straightaways are really big drafting opportunities at Road America.
Schofield still out in front. Second spot is Beck. Some shuffling for position deeper in the field. The 58 of Cliff White, the defending champion, on the move now. He's moved up into 5th spot.
See, these top 6 guys, I just saw somebody pop out to try to make a pass. Bad idea. Now, side by side, these guys are going to lose momentum as a result of racing each other. They're going to allow those 3 cars in front to sneak away if they keep that going. And once they're away, they're away. You're not going to catch them again.
Yeah. Now, does White feel as though he's got enough race car to be able to catch back up to the 11, Mizzardorino, and work the draft?
Well, I mean, he doesn't have enough documentation yet to figure it out. They're only on their 2nd lap. But what you don't want to do is get yourself in a position of losing that draft. That second pack is just enough back that they're not getting any help at all. But if these 3 guys or these 6 guys up front start doing what they're doing right now, watch that second pack. They're going to come right up there.
Cliff White in the 58 moves to 3rd, gets around Mizzardorino in the 11. That's the White car. White's machine is purple, ironically enough. And as Dorsey predicted, the side-by-side action allowing the top 2 to break away just a bit.
They're just messing themselves up by doing what they're doing. They're racing, but you can't win this race till the end.
Yeah.
So right now what you should be doing is just single filing and getting yourself away from everybody behind you.
About to put lap number 1 on the board. Spec Racer Ford, huge entry of some 55 cars taking the green flag. Safety vehicles still on the front straightaway. How'd you like to pop up over the hill at speed and see that big wrecker off to your left there?
I don't like that racing through crash scenes thing. I know they're trying to keep it green for everybody, but you know, there's safety is top most important thing above everything else.
3 wide heading down into 1. Cliff White looked like he was in danger of giving up a spot. Here's the second group, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th here.
And if those 4 work together like they are right now, watch what happens. They will not only catch the pack in front of them, but they'll have enough momentum to drive right by. I mean, this is a draft-dependent car, no question about it. It's got a big frontal area, has no horsepower at all. It's a momentum car. You have to keep the speed up, and that draft is just the only thing that you have in your favor.
The 71 is Trey Ayers, Denny Stripling, Bruce Myers, TJ Acker behind him. Your leader is still Brian Schofield in the 61. Doris, let me ask you about the length of the draft. You know, we see in high horsepower, high speed race cars, sometimes the draft is effective 150 feet behind you. How about here?
Not so much. I mean, a good draft with these cars is 3 cars minimum. When you get up over 5 cars, it seems to disrupt a little bit. You actually start to lose your momentum. A perfect draft, I think, in my mind, is 3 cars working together. And that seems to be the fastest single way around here.
You have to be right up on the rear bodywork.
And the other thing that you got to be right up tucked underneath the other guy. The other thing that people don't realize about drafting, particularly in a car with the same exact body dimension as the one before it, is if you had a tape string or a chalk string and put it on the right front headlight of the first car, and you brought it all the way down through 4 cars, it should be touching. They should be exactly right behind each other. Nobody's sticking out. Nobody, wider than anybody else.
So the draft is not multiple car widths wide.
No,
the airflow is
it's most efficient when you're just
right
nose to tail.
Gotcha.
Like these guys are doing right now. Those
Cliff
two
White
right
in the
now.
58 has closed right up on Jeff Beck's 31. So he's done a great job. Apparently he does have enough horsepower to be able to catch that group.
It's been a fast car and a fast combination all along. There's no doubt. You seldom see somebody break the draft and run away from the pack here, though. It just doesn't happen.
White about to make his move on Beck for second spot, tucks to the inside in Canada corner and gets it done.
And the trick with that, once he's made that commitment, if I'm back on 3rd place, I see he's inside of me, I lift off the throttle immediately and let the pass be made so we can get back in line again. I don't want to sustain side by side for long.
So White now to second in the purple 58. Beck is third. Fourth spot belongs to the 12 now. Franklin Futrell has made a move. Futrell started fairly far back here, but he has come up nicely. He started back in 12th position. He's the big mover so far up into the top 4.
You see some hand signals right there. The 58 is Cliff White giving hand signals to try to tell the guys behind him, now tuck up, let's get in line. Here's another thing. If you go for a pass, you have to have somewhere to go if you make the pass.
Yeah.
There's long strings of cars. So if you pop out and there's 3 cars in front of you, where are you going to go? You're not going to pass all 3 of them. You're going to get one of them, but they're not going to let you in. You're going to go right to the back.
You got 8 or 9 cars lined up in a very nice draft. The first 5 and then 4. A couple of car lengths separating the 71 of Ayers from the 6th spot car of Mike Misadorino there. And now your leader, Schofield, starting to separate himself just a little bit.
That's one thing with Brian Schofield in the front of this deal. Don't make mistakes, because he's not going, and he's got enough legs on that car and himself. If he breaks the draft, he will truly be gone. And I say it's rare. It's not impossible to do. If anybody could do it, I would put the money on Brian there.
3 laps complete.
See the draft
remaining.
look, they just pulled him right back in.
Yeah. Cliff White in second spot. Jeff Beck sits third in the 31.
You really got to. This is a chess game on wheels. You have to think about what you're doing here. Like, there's a mistake right there.
Futrell went way wide over the rumble strips and may have lost that top 3 draft.
Yeah, luckily he got it back in, because if he hadn't got it back in, he would have gone back about 10 positions real quick. You have to really think your way through this deal as you're going along and try to figure out where and when am I going to make my move? Who's going to go with me? If I don't go, if I don't have a partner with me, I'm going to go right to the back. It's just like when you watch Daytona or Talladega.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Top 3 continue to be Schofield, Cliff White, Jeff Beck. White with a nice move. Didn't qualify well back in 7th. He has climbed to 2nd in the first couple of laps. And that's an indication of how driving skill is everything in these cars.
And it doesn't surprise me when you look at the names at the top. These are the guys that have spent the time in this class the longest. Brian Schofield, Cliff White, Jeff Beck, been there a long time. Todd Harris. These guys have known this car. They've lived in this car for the last 5, 6, 10 years. So they know the game. They know how to play the game.
And I'm always envious of guys who are good in low horsepower race cars, because talent's everything. It is harder. I mean, you don't have throttle to make up for it, as White makes the move and gets by Schofield to take the lead.
That was a nice move down in the Canna corner, and you see how everybody let it happen. You don't want to contest it.
But how about this? Schofield right back at him.
And won't work on the outside there, though.
Yeah.
But he's going to get a good run up here.
Brian Schofield says, I don't like that at all. Cliff White has taken the top spot away. Schofield in the 61 tucked right up underneath him as they come off the final turn and hit the front straightaway.
Cliff White's been racing cars since he was 5 years old. I mean, this guy's lived in a race car since he got out of the basket, pretty much, you know.
It would seem so from age 5 and go-karts, presumably, maybe micro midgets. Here's Schofield trying to break the draft and retake the lead as they haul it down into turn 1.
Nobody in front of White, so it's a clear, easy move to do. Now, what the guys behind should have done, and they are doing now, is to split and go too wide again. That's going to slow them up, but, I mean, there's going to be an opportunity to make a pass right there.
Harris in the 24, the red and white machine to the inside in turn 1, wants to take third away, still alongside Jeff Beck back there in the 31, 2x2. This may allow the top 2 to separate.
Yes, that's what you got to watch out for, that side by side. If they continue that right here like they are going down this straightaway, watch what's going to happen. That front 2 is going to start motoring away. Trouble here in
cars
turn
off
1.
Turn 1, headed to the kitty litter.
Yeah, they won't get out of there either.
Well,
one did.
The red machine able to stop safely. It looked like the front bodywork popped up briefly off the 88 car, and he is beached. There's no question about that.
Definitely beached.
That's Michael Green from Gainesville, Georgia, the Green Ford.
But White takes it back, gets the lead back in turn 5 in the brake zone, but look, everybody's right on him again. The breakaway didn't last long, did it?
Not at all, not at all. White and Schofield, you'd sort of think after the first 4 laps, they're the class of the field, but I'll tell you what, Futrell moving up from 12th into 4th, 5th spot, battling with Todd Harris. Now the top 3 start to open up a little bit of a gap here.
Yeah, Jeff Beck in 3rd. He's been around a long time too, running these cars, so don't count him out. I mean, it's all dictated by how those front 3, what they do. If they're running nose to tail, if you're behind them, you better be running nose to tail too. If they separate and they go side by side, okay, go side by side. You're not going to lose anything.
Into the carousel for your leaders. Cliff White in the purple 58 still out in front. White, the defending champion here from Huntsville, Alabama, the Thompson White Racing entry. Schofield right behind him in the 61 car, your pole sitter out of Lakeland, Florida, the PMR Racing machine.
Nice tight draft there, right, too. He was tucked up underneath. You know, you could actually bump draft with these cars to some degree. The front ends are pretty strong. What you do have to watch, though, is the radiator inlet not getting it crushed up and overheating, because it's easy to bend. It's only an aluminum pan on the bottom there.
So White is still your leader. Out of Canada corner in front of Schofield. Beck in that 31, the blue and white entry, third spot. Todd Harris runs fourth. Futrell showed fifth last time by.
Wow.
Here's a fight for the lead again. White with his hands full, able to get back around Schofield, maintain the top spot.
An interesting race. I mean, right now you still got 10 cars, any one of which can win this without question. What you don't want is 51 of your best friends behind you coming and catching up with you. These two might be able to pull a breakaway if they do what they're doing right now. See that? Good, almost a bump draft, not quite, but he's tucked in perfectly. It looks like one car. You can't even see that second car.
You want to not have the airflow broken from the first car.
You want to be
second.
as tidy as you possibly can be. And these two, if they continue that, are going to pull away.
Is turn one flat out on these cars?
No, they got to do a little lift there, but it's pretty close. These are street tires. They're regular DOT tires, so it gets loose. I mean, you can't just drive it flat like you think you could. They definitely will get loose. You'll see some slides coming up later on.
Under the Sargento Bridge here at Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
Again, it looks like one car. Look at that.
It
just
does.
Absolutely perfectly in line.
So the game here, for folks who may not be familiar with Spec Racer Ford, as Schofield takes a look. Obviously, Schofield doesn't like running in second spot.
You're right about that. He's not accustomed to it either.
To me, the idea would be to set yourself up for the last lap, not use your car up here.
That's what these guys should be doing. I mean, they'll keep doing this cat and mouse game and try to do a breakaway. Right now, there's no breakaway. You got 10 cars right now that are still running. You know, at some point during the race, hopefully you can shuffle it down to about 3 cars or 4 cars, and then you are actually running off laps, waiting for the drafting opportunity toward the end of the race.
Got to look a moment ago at the running order at the top of your screen, courtesy of our friends at Mazda. Up to 30th was Scott Reddick. We talked about him earlier. They had wrecked earlier in the week, did not post a qualifying time. Reddick picked up 15 spots in the first couple of laps, started 45th, shown 30th last time by, but still with a long way to go and a lot of work to do to be able to get himself anywhere near the front. And we've had very few, in fact, so far this weekend, just the one full course yellow off the start in Formula Mazda today, and you kind of need that sort of help if you're going to make a big jump from the back of a deep field like this.
There's Cliff White right again, giving hand signals back to Brian Schofield. You know, just work with me. You know, a lot of that's good, because the second place car tucked up like that, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
You know, and it helps out a lot here. As a matter of fact, comes Schofield to the inside for Canada corner, takes the position.
Brian Schofield back to the lead in the 61. White in second. Beck in the 31 is third. Fourth spot to Harris.
Pretty impressed with the guys from fourth back being pretty tidy. I mean, we normally see a breakaway by now. It's normally 3 cars take off. These guys doing a good job. I mean, this is still a lot of cars going for the lead here.
Mike Miserderino qualified third. He's shown fifth as the leaders come back to the front straightaway. Miserderino getting kicked back a spot in the 11. He's back to 6th right now. And he's kind of a man without an island there. You've got the top 2, then you've got a gaggle of 3, and then you've got a little space. Here comes Harris. He wants to get around Jeff Beck's 31 car, see if he can reel in the leaders.
See, the 11 goes with him, too. That's what's important, too, when you pop out and somebody works with you. You can't do it by yourself. You pop out and nobody goes with you, you're going to drop back to the back.
Certainly see.
This is getting interesting.
Jeff Beck not willing to give up that spot to the 11 of Miserderino. Miserderino moves back into 4th, gains some ground. Meantime, Schofield, your leader. White now in the 58 second, and then there's a gap back to the 3rd place machine of Harris.
These guys in the second pack here is going to have to tighten their game up, because look what's happening.
Yeah.
You got a 2-car breakaway starting to happen up front, and it's 2 really good guys, Brian Schofield and Cliff White. And they're signaling each other, hand signaling each other, and they're running in that tight draft.
One of the things that's changed, Franklin Futrell, who started pretty well here today, qualified in the 12th position in car number 12, and worked his way to the top 5 a few laps ago. Looks like he's done for the afternoon. Stopped on pit road, no work being done on the race car. So Futrell, who perhaps was headed to a podium finish and a medal here today, looks as though his day's done.
This class will go through its 3rd generation change next year, when this engine gets replaced with a much more powerful double overhead cam, 4-valve per cylinder, 1.6 liter Ford engine at some 130 horsepower to the rear wheels. It will be a much faster car.
Big change then for a lot of these
About
teams.
4 seconds a lap quicker here.
We'll look back a little further in the field. This is back around 20th, 21st, 22nd. Scott Reddick in the 52 car, or rather the 17 car, at the lead of this group. He has picked up 10 more spots. So Scott Reddick, who started all the way back in 45th, on the move. Big mover of the day so far. He's picked up 25 positions.
Reddick's a past champion, too, so he knows how to get the job done. Coming from the back in this field, you got to think about coming from the back to the front, what you got to do to make that happen. He's got to understand how to do the draft and how to do the pass by every place he goes. Every straightaway, he's got to make a move.
And he doesn't have any help at the moment.
No. Well, you know, he's driving through no man's land right now. I mean, he really is. He doesn't have any partner because he is, in fact, faster than all those cars right now.
In a backup car after wrecking his primary earlier in the week. That's Reddick right there.
He could use a yellow, as we always say. You know?
6 laps are complete, 7 to go.
Can't count on yellows. We've seen that. We haven't seen many full-course yellows. It's got to be something pretty big.
You've got to get some help, be strong, and pretty much do it on your own if you're going to get to the front from 45th spot in this race. In a short race. Again, remember, we're talking 52 miles here. It's not like you've got all afternoon to get the job done.
No, you got to work hard the whole time. Todd Harris, as a matter of fact, now is pulled into the top. I mean, he's in 3rd place, but look at these guys. Now this is going to give Todd Harris.
Inside.
This is going to give Harris a run. See, he tucked back in. That was smart. Cliff White saw he couldn't make that pass, so he said, nope, I'm going to go back in. And then you see the hand signal right there from Schofield. Good. Thank you.
Schofield stays out front of the 61. White in 2nd. 3rd spot is Harris. Misadorino in the 11 up to 4th. 1 car way wide. Jeff Beck trying to get closer to the leaders. Beck there in 5th position. Then your 6th place car, Trey Ayers, in the 71. So we're halfway home at Spec Racer Ford, the 50th SCCA Runoffs. Pole sitter Brian Schofield is out in front by a couple of car lengths. We'll take a quick break. Come right back here at Road America.
The 2013 SCCA Runoffs are brought to you by Mazda. Zoom Zoom.
It's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You wish the freeway on-ramp was your personal racetrack. Well, buckle up, buddy, because the Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and events across the country, the SCCA has all the excitement you can handle. Dance the blacktop two-step with SCCA Solo. Get down and dirty with SCCA Rallycross. Or go wheel-to-wheel with SCCA Club Racing. Hit the track with the SCCA, where America's best drivers race.
He ignored the naysayers and never compromised. When Thomas Edison threw the switch, it changed everything. Engineering without compromise. This is the Mazda way. And this is the Mazda CX-5. SkyActiv technology makes it lighter yet stronger, earning a top safety pick. And more fuel efficient than any hybrid SUV. This is the uncompromised Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?
Back live at Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Coverage of the 50th SCCA Runoffs alongside Dorsey Schrader. I'm Rick Benjamin. John Bisignano down on pit road for us. What a gaggle of cars battling for position here a little deeper in the field of Spec Racer Ford. How about this? 2x2x2, all chasing the car of Todd Harris, who is 3rd. Misadorino in the 11 to the inside. This is a lead change. Your leader, Schofield, gets dumped back to 3rd, and now you've got Harris out front.
Well, I was going to say we're on the 7th lap of 13, so this organized, nicely packed group will turn angry soon.
It's time to start showing your hand of cards here, I do believe. The 11 of Misadorino moving into 2nd spot behind Harris. Now Schofield and White. We'll see if they can hook together and get some work done as the field hits the front stretch.
That's the strongest duo. If they continue to work together, they'll be all right. But, you know, you're seeing right now, you're seeing 2 groups of guys starting to alienate one another. You got 2 guys working with Schofield and White, and then you got Beck working back there with Miserandino.
Schofield on the inside of the 61. Your pole sitter has led a lot of laps trying to get into contention here alongside Misadorino in turn 1.
Oh, trouble here.
1 car runs out of road on the inside. We'll see if he can gather it up and avoid going off into the gravel, and he does.
But he'll lose the draft. He's going to lose 2 more positions.
I think he wrecked 3 times. They're still side by side here. The 71 moving to the inside. That's Ayers trying to get around Misadorino now, as all of a sudden it is rush hour.
Yeah, they're starting to play hardball right now, and that's what you have to do. 8 laps gone. You got to try to break this draft up somehow. You know, if you want 2 guys or 3 guys, and I think you're going to see that with White being back there in 3rd place.
Harris is your leader in that red, white, and blue 24. To the inside, Schofield wants to get the lead back, heading to 5.
He's the most experienced driver of the bunch right now. Schofield's been the fastest. He is the man to beat in this class without question.
And Brian Schofield gets the point back, and you could almost sense the frustration when he was on the front straightaway in 3rd spot a moment ago.
And that's what's going to happen on the last lap. I mean, there's going to be this big, crazy pop out coming out of turn 14, headed up the straightaway, and There's going to be pushing and shoving and bump drafting. We don't know which way it's going to go yet, but you see who the players are going to be.
Working lap number 9 of 13. Schofield, Todd Harrison, the 24. And now Cliff White in the 58, up to third as that battle continues, heading to the carousel.
As much as you can never predict who's going to win this race, you can predict who's going to be up there doing what. And this is the same group that we saw last year. It's the same group you're going to see next year if they stay in the class.
Scott Reddick has moved to 17th meantime after starting 45th. He's been picking his way through the field. He's got to get up on the wheel and make some additional ground up here fairly quickly.
Look at that. Look at all the waving back there. You know what he's saying? There's lap traffic up. There's more than lap traffic.
One car off.
Yeah, there's a
safety vehicle on the course here.
And a slow track. That's what the waving was. That was really good. That was Brian Schofield saying to everybody behind him, hey, we got something up ahead.
Yeah.
Heads up, boys. Because you can't see if you're in third place.
Exactly. Well, these cars, you can't see much anyway.
No.
And
if you're in a line like that, doing what you should be doing, you can't see a darn thing. You're totally relying on the guy in front of you giving you information.
The 96, car that's many laps down. The 61 of Schofield, the 24 of Harris, first and second. Third spot belongs to White. Missidorino is fourth, back to the front straightaway to put lap number 9 on the board. There'll be 4 to go this time by.
Now remember, anytime you see a yellow flag out on the course, that means that that's a no passing zone from wherever that flag is stationed to wherever the incident is that it's covering. So passing zones now are being eliminated because there's stuff out on the racetrack. That's going to make the job even harder. You need now to start thinking about where are the places that I can legally make a pass.
Cliff White to the inside of Todd Harris for second spot. White in that purple 58 car takes the spot back. They're side by side behind him, though. Slower car to the inside. Missidorino in the 11 in some trouble.
95 doing a really good job. He knew that pack was coming. It was the lead pack. He gets out of the way.
Leader once again is Schofield. White sits second. Harris back to third. Missidorino is fourth. Jeff Beck is fifth.
They got 4 laps to go. That's like a magic number. Right now, all gloves are off, you know. You got 4 laps around this place, and whatever you've been thinking about doing, you got to do it now and see if it works.
So Schofield continuing to set the pace. He's given up the lead a couple of times. Here's Cliff White in the 58. Wants to take it back, heading down into turn 5, and he'll get it done.
Jeff Beck picks up a position from behind 2, moves into 4th. No, maybe not.
Yeah, Beck says, Missidorino, well, I'm going to bring 3 wide. How about this? Ayers on the inside of the 71. Something may not work here, boys.
That's
and Ayers on the inside. What a nice move.
That's a perfect deal right there. Those 2 went side by side and left that opening to the inside, and with the extra help of the draft, you just drove right around him.
Cliff White, meantime, back in front. He took the spot going down into turn 5. Was that a case of Schofield just letting him go back there?
I think he probably let him go once he knew he was inside there, so they didn't. See, they got the 3-car breakaway. I've been talking about it the whole time. There it is. Those 3 guys now, if they don't mess each other up, they're going to pull away from this second group of cars, and it's going to be a 3-car battle for the win.
Todd Ayers there in the black 71, Mike Missidorino in the white and red 11 car, and they run 4th and 5th.
Now the second pack back, you know, from Trey Ayers there all the way back has got to be disciplined now and not try to screw each other up. Otherwise, those top 3 guys, it's all over with. They're running for 4th place now.
Sure.
You know, so I mean, they've got to really work together because these guys sure are.
So White continues to set the pace, working lap number 10 of 13 here in Spec Racer Ford at the 50th SCCA Runoffs. Out of Canada corner for the leaders.
This whole group all the way back has done a really good job. They all know what they're doing. They're all trying to work together. You can see that second pack now is staying really tidy. Schofield and Harris, on the other hand, are starting to race it with Cliff White, too. Those guys are starting to get side by side a lot. Oh, trouble there.
Ayers off the racetrack, gets back on. May have coughed up 4th spot, though, in the bargain. Jeff Beck's going to help Missidorino out.
Yeah, it's going to cough up 4th, 5th, and 6th at least.
Missidorino back into 4th spot. Ayers is going to have to settle back in behind Beck in the 31. It's awfully tempting when you're the second car or third car in a draft. You think, I've got enough to let the draft carry me by one of these guys.
You know, if you're third, though, you got to have enough draft to carry you by both guys.
That's right.
Not just the one. And it's and right now I think I'd rather be in third than I'd be in the lead right now because you're sitting duck in the lead. So I mean, for Cliff White, he knows what's going to happen. He knows that at the end of this race, Schofield's coming. If Schofield pops, and you know Todd Harris is going to go with him.
Cliff White is your leader in that purple 58. Schofield, the pole sitter, in the 61, the black machine in second spot, and then Todd Harris in the 24. And these 3 appear to be the fastest cars on the track right now.
Yeah, Schofield's probably going to make a pop out and try to get this lead back. he definitely, you're right about it when you said earlier, he wants this lead. He doesn't like running second.
Schofield takes a look to the outside as they come to turn 5, but White able to cover the position. He'll hold on.
Harris has got to muscle up a little bit, try to get back up the back of Schofield. He's still okay, but he's fringing on losing that help.
Cliff White in the 58 out in front. A reminder, of course, White the defending champion in this event at the runoffs, and he was 4th heading into the final turn a year ago, was able to get the lead in that scramble and come up with a win.
Scared the heck out of me. I thought it was going to be the biggest wreck I'd seen in a long time, and somehow he pulled that one off. He's in the same position right now to do the same thing over again. He's much more tidy this year, though. I'll say that.
Is he?
Last year they weren't nearly as tight in their draft and stuff as they are this year. He's learned a lot in that short period of time.
White is your leader. Schofield second, and they've started to pull away.
That's trouble there. Those two guys are fast.
Todd
and they're
Harris
working together.
Can't do much about it now because he's by himself.
Now that's exactly what you got to watch out for. Those two guys now want to make it a 1-car run, 2-car run to the finish, and you're sitting there with, just 3 laps to go. They can't get away. If they break that draft now, everybody's in trouble.
Here's your leader, White, in the 58. Schofield second in the 61. Heading toward the S's here.
You see them just inching away by being really, really tight with their draft. Todd Harris is doing a great job, but he's not able. Now this is going to help him.
White continues to be out in front. Schofield took a look there for a moment. They'll see 2 to go this time by.
It's going to be interesting. Right now it's just those two guys going for the win. Unless Harris can somehow get pulled up into the fray. He's by himself. That second pack might catch him, as a matter of fact.
He's kind of a sitting duck out there, you'd think, without any draft partners at all.
That's good. Look at that. That's just how you get it done right there.
White and Schofield nose to tail. White the leader as they head to turn 1. Now, if you're Schofield, wouldn't you want to just be patient, kind of settle in there?
And I think he is doing so. I think he's trying to measure up right now where he wants to make his move. Does he want to do it and wait all the way to the start-finish line straight away? I don't think so. I think he'll try to make his move into 5 more than likely. But then that leaves him vulnerable for the pass up the straightaway on the last lap. So.
Heading toward the Sargento Bridge, no change up front. White and Schofield, and they have separated themselves from Todd Harris in third.
Todd Harris is just
different racing line for Schofield and White.
This will help Todd Harris right here. They're side by side.
Schofield takes the lead back.
Yep. Harris let it happen too because he doesn't want to be out there by himself for a while.
So Brian Schofield,
so he's made his move.
Yeah, takes over going down into turn 5.
That's okay because he's probably anticipating that now White will probably pop out and try to get him before the last lap, and that'll give him one more opportunity to get by on the last lap. It's a cat and mouse game right now. They've done what they needed to do. They've shaken all the pack. It's just between these two guys. Poor Harris, he can just only watch. There's nothing he can do, and he hope like crazy that pack behind him doesn't catch him.
Schofield in the 61 car is your leader. Second spot is Cliff White, defending champion here at the runoffs.
It's a lonely third place position. You're doing everything you can do, man. You're not making any mistakes, and nothing's happening.
Starting to think, can you be content with a silver medal or a bronze medal today?
He really can't do anything about it. I mean, without help from behind or without those two guys messing up in front.
And now Schofield started to open up some ground on Cliff White.
I don't know what happened right there. That's an unusual amount of space.
White needs to hustle here because if Schofield succeeds in breaking that draft,
he'll be gone for sure. And he's not too far from making that happen.
Wow.
Nope, he's all right. He got him back in there.
Coming downhill.
Don't want to do that again.
Yeah,
no. It takes a long time to run down a deficit between you and the guy in front of you. It's, everybody's got the same horsepower. Cars are all equal. You can't do much. You got to just wait, be patient.
But Schofield starts to gain some ground here again. He's got a couple of car lengths on Cliff White.
Yeah, White's going to have to make a miracle happen right now because Schofield looks really, really strong.
Harris can't
do anything.
Todd Harris stuck there in third in that red and white 24 car. Fourth spot belongs to Jeff Beck. The
Look
one to go sign. Schofield.
White's weaving up and down the straightaway. He's trying to get that car out from underneath him.
Last lap here at Road America in Spec Racer Ford. Coming up next is
White's got a
Formula
good run. He's coming down in the brake zone. I think he's going to have to try to go.
Cliff White in second. Won this race from the final corner, and when he was in fourth spot here, Schofield makes a mistake, goes way off.
That's going to hurt him.
Catches it. Wow, and he maintains the lead. How did he do that?
Well, he's going defensive. He's all over the racetrack right now trying not to get past. Cliff White should have momentum. He should have the run right here. I think he'll take it down to turn 5 to make the attempt, though.
Schofield went to the grass before he came back on the race.
Yeah, and I think Cliff White, thought maybe he was crashing. Oh, look at this. Look at him weaving back and forth. This is where the indecision. You don't know what's going to happen.
Cliff White takes a look on Schofield. Schofield covers the move.
Yeah, he kind of almost blocked that one.
Down into 5. This is one of the places where White's had some success.
White with a real nice run off that corner. Schofield wiggling.
Oh, boy, Schofield using up all the racetrack.
Pop
Here's
in
White
there.
to
He's
the
got
inside.
Oh,
not quite there. Thought White might have had a shot.
Yeah,
Head toward the carousel.
I don't know what all that wiggling about was.
Schofield, amazing to me. Dorsey's been able to pull away again by 3 or 4 car lengths. He's been all over the road and off the road a couple of times.
Yeah, it's an awful strong car. And looking back in 3rd place, poor old Todd Harris has been caught up by that pack now. He's got trouble. He had an easy 3rd before. It's not so easy now. He's got Jeff Beck right on his tail. Schofield advancing
into the carousel. Yeah, Schofield starting to build that lead. Maybe that's what it took. Just kind of sliding that car all over the place to gain ground. You wouldn't think so. These are cars you need to keep straight most of the time.
Yeah, you want to keep them straight. I don't know what happened back there.
Wow. So Cliff White in second spot.
Cliff White's lost a lot of ground here. Todd Harris has caught up to him. He's now up in that. You saw a little tire smoke right there, too, off of Harrison's car left rear.
Brian Schofield out-qualified the field by, not much, by 1/10 and a half ahead of Mike Misadorino.
Believe it or not, which is a lot. Oh, boy. No, he's not close enough. I mean, the battle here is going to be for 2nd place. I think Todd Harris has got a good run going. Might be able to get by Cliff White.
Through the kink one final time for Spec Racer
Somebody's
Ford.
smoking. That red car just had some kind of moment.
Schofield, White is still 2nd. Harris has caught him, though. So that may be the battle. Todd Harris sits 3rd. Jeff Beck is 4th now. For the final corner, coming to the checkered flag, enough. Looks like Brian Schofield will win the championship in Spec Racer Ford at these 50th SCCA runoffs. Checkered flags are in the air, and Schofield will take the gold medal here today at Road America.
Well done. Well done. That's
Good
a
battle
strong
with
car.
Cliff White, yeah.
That's a strong car, I can tell you that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That was textbook Spec Racer racing right there. That was really 10 guys doing a really good job.
Here's a battle for position a little further back as the checkered flag continues to wave over the field. So Schofield is your winner. Cliff White is 2nd. And Todd Harris will earn the bronze medal for 3rd. Jeff Beck has to settle for 4th in front of Bruce Myers in 5th. TJ Acker is 6th. Mike Misadorino is 7th. Denny Stripling runs 8th. Trey Ayers, who was in the mix earlier, 9th. Keith Verge is 10th. And a call certainly needs to go to Scott Reddick, who gets credit for 15th after starting 45th. Big mover of the day. Gains 30 positions here in Spec Racer Ford.
It's awfully hard to do.
It is. So Cliff White, unable to go back-to-back with his championships, has to settle for 2nd here today. That's got to be very frustrating for him.
Yeah, he did a good job, though. I mean, that's Schofield was awful strong. You saw it all the time. No matter where they shuffled him back to, he was easily able to get back through. Little victories.
Yeah.
Squirming around.
I don't know. The GoPro hero of the race to me might be Scott Reddick for coming from 45th
he
to
made
15th.
the most advancement in position for sure.
Normally, the odds are that you see one of these great battles for the win. We certainly had Cliff White, Brian Schofield slug it out for most of this race. But, boy, to gain 30 spots.
Yeah, it's so hard with these cars to gain 30 spots. And remember, he's got nobody working with him. He's out there by himself. He's in a position on the racetrack he shouldn't have been in the first place, but way in the back there. So it's that's a heck of a drive. You're right.
So Scott Reddick is your GoPro hero of the race for gaining 30 positions here at Spec Racer Ford. Kind of a consolation prize for running 15th today.
Well, that's more than most grids have totally in it.
Absolutely.
He passed more cars than most races.
Well, think of it in this. You're 23 rows back. You couldn't even see the green flag. The leader's almost to turn 1 when you're getting to start finish.
You could not see him at all.
So that's a great drive indeed. So the top 3, Schofield, White, and Harris, on their cool-down lap, along with the rest of the field. They'll come to pit road, and John Bisignano will talk to our top 3 finishers. Rest of the day looks like this. Next up in just a few moments, Jeff Lepper, Randy Popes will move in and take you through Formula V action. Dorsey and I will be back at 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock on the East Coast, 1 o'clock out west for GT1, the Trans Am cars, the tube frame, high horsepower, just monster race cars that we love so much. That'll be at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock in the East. And then F Production and Formula F what we used to call Formula Ford. Now Honda active in that category
Absolutely
as well. Formula
is.
F will wrap up the day, and that'll be at 5 o'clock Central Time here on SpeedcastTV.com. So an exciting day of racing as day 2 of the 50th SCCA Runoffs continues.
Wow, Ryan Schofield, man, what a job. That guy really knows his class, and that
He does,
race car
yeah.
is strong, boy.
Schofield and Harris and White.
Jeff Beck.
Wonder if White had a problem out on the racetrack. Don't see the 58 car out there.
There's somebody else pulling off over on the right side next to the tire wall. Maybe might be out of gas.
I was going to say, cut it close on fuel.
Yeah, they do. They you want to be as light as you can.
There's Cliff White. We see White's car. He was actually first to come to a stop on pit lane. So there's Schofield in the 61.
And like I say, next year these get some big horsepower improvement, like extra 40 some odd horsepower.
Wow.
It's going to make this a really interesting class.
Certainly will. Certainly will. So Brian Schofield takes the helmet off.
Won't be as drafted dependent anymore.
You look at the results of this, and you see that Schofield started on pole and wins the race. A lot of times you look at that and you say, well, he dominated. Well, not so much.
Now,
he
he
had
never
to fight his
dominated in this
guts
class.
out.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was a dominating run in this class, as a matter of fact. And, of course, we saw him as far back as 4th at some times. But he's got the class figured out. He's been in it a long time. He's multiple national champion. Everybody knows coming here, he is the guy that you're going to have to beat to win.
All right, let's hear from our top 3 finishers downstairs to John Bizignano.
Congratulations, Brian. I'll tell you, when you were on the grid, you had a lot of confidence, but you had to get shaken sometime in there.
Yeah, let me first like to thank PM Racing and my family at home watching. Sorry you guys couldn't be here. I love you guys. I had the car. I only got 12 laps this week, and I knew when Cliff got in front of me, he was much slower than me. So my whole strategy was to sit behind him, and with 2 to go on by, because I knew I could pull away from him. He was able to stay with me in the draft. As far as handling this car was awesome. The guys at PM Racing gave me a phenomenal car. Chris, Jason, my brother Derek, they've been working their butts off. We put it in the wall on Tuesday, and we had, it was my fault, but we had a great car. This is just awesome.
This car's been running since 1988. I mean, how much more can you do to it to make it so incredibly fast? I mean, it's the fastest sports racer Ford around. It's the finest little details that count.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about details with these cars, and we're gonna keep it as an SRF, and then we're gonna build a new Gen 3, which we're building right now. We're just waiting on to get that, and then it's gonna come back to the Southeast, the Runoffs, and come to my home track, Daytona, which anybody can win that race, but PM Racing's ready for it.
Okay, so what was going on the last couple laps? You went way wide in corner 1, and then something down in corner 5 too. I mean, you were pushing even on the last few laps.
Yeah, well, I just knew I had to break the draft, and I could get, Cliff was on the brakes, but then he would park it, and so I just had to back off when I was behind him, and I knew if we could get away from the guys behind us. When my brother said 5 to go, I was just counting down. I knew 2 to go. I knew I could pull a gap because I was much better than him, and it was just, I just did everything I could to break the draft and bring home the victory.
Congratulations! Here comes your gold medal, well deserved. And the man who pulled in front of you in the area here, they're both having a little bit of conversation back here. Let's get a hold of Cliff White. Tell you, Cliff, congratulations on that brand new shiny silver medal you have around you. But you had a lot of work going on out there, all the way back to 3rd or 4th at one time, but led several laps.
Yeah, I mean, it was a classic spec racer race. We've got great competitors in Brian and Todd. The car was great. I have to thank Robinson Motorsports for helping me prepare the car, and SCCA Enterprises for making such an incredibly close class.
Talk to me a little bit about the momentum of this class, where you just have to keep that momentum going, and you have to work with people. All the hand gesturing back and forth between you guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, one time in particular, I screwed up coming out of the carousel, had to lift way too much. And I knew Brian would get a run on me, and it'd be better for both of us if he goes by going into Canada. So I pointed him by and cracked a little bit out of the throttle so he could keep the momentum and hopefully keep these other guys out of play.
Well, the same thing happened on turn 5 on the last lap, or second to the last lap, and he did break away from you that time.
Yeah, 2 of these cars in a draft is substantially faster than 3, or substantially faster than us passing. So, fantastic race, and got to always be on the gas at turn-in, basically, at this track.
All the time on the gas. Congratulations on that silver medal, Todd. I mean, What a bunch of action you saw all day long. I'm surprised you can even stand there. You look like you're leaning against your roll bar fairly heavily there.
You know what? I'm leaning because the ProDrive Racing team and Flat Out, we had a kind of an...
These guys over here, is that who you want to get on camera with a big wave? Those guys over there. I don't know. They're a pretty scary group, right? And here's the best part of the team, right here. You guys, nice sunglasses, guys. Really cool. Okay.
Yeah, they'll be driving sometime. But it was an emotionally tough week. We had some things happen to Johnny T and Steve Fogg and Paul Gowdy back there. So I was driving for all his worth. So for the ProDrive gang, Flat Out Racing, Oregon region, you know, the best region out there for sure. And any of those Oregon State Beavers and Ducks that follow the Northwest with us out here trying to represent the West Coast, I think we did a pretty darn good job. The guys in front of me, I raced with them last year. We got second, third this year. There's no place to go but first next time. And guess what? That race is going to be at Laguna Seca on the West Coast next year. I think I'm booking my flight.
Do you consider that your home track, for heaven's sakes, or one of them anyway out there?
It's one of them. My home track is Portland International Raceway, where I've got the ProDrive Racing School. So if you ever want to race one of these Spec Racer Fords, come on out to Portland, call me, and we'll put you in one of these cars, and hey, maybe someday they'll be driving right here in this race.
I tell everyone they got to get off the couch and into one of these cars.
Absolutely, and hello to all my friends, and certainly my mom. Your heart rate can come down. We're done. We're going to go to Siebkens. We'll give you a call later.
This heart rate right here.
It's, you know what? In the race, it's all calm, cool, and calculated, you know? I mean, you're driving with some of the absolute best guys in sports car racing. I've driven in other series, other sanctioning bodies, and pro series, and different types of cars. These Spec Racer Ford guys should get their kudos and their due. They are some of the very best, as you well know.
Well, you're one of them. Congratulations on that bronze medal. I think you have some celebration to do over here tonight. Siebkens tonight, guys. There's going to be a party.
There you go. So a great run for the Spec Racer Ford contingent, 50-plus cars, a great show. Scott Reddick is our GoPro Hero Move of the Race winner from 45th on the grid to 15th at the checkered flag, gains 30 positions, and Brian Schofield wins the championship.
Yeah, and I like what he said, the attention to details they put on the car. You know, you look at this racetrack just like you look at Run and Talladega, Daytona. Everything's got to be really massaged.
Schofield is your winner as we take a look at the top 10. Cliff White settles for second. Harris says, hey, next year, my home turf on the West Coast, we're going to win. He runs third in front of Jeff Beck and Bruce Myers. TJ Acker sixth. Mike Mizzardorino, one of the pre-race favorites, has to settle for seventh in front of Denny Stripling. Trey Ayers, who was up into fifth earlier, got shuffled back late in the race, ends up in ninth spot, and Keith Burgess is 10th. And then, as we mentioned, 15th spot to Scott Reddick, who started 45th today. An incredible drive for Reddick. As you mentioned, Dorsey, he worked by himself much of the day.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's really hard to do that, you know.
This is what it looked like when the field took the green about 40 minutes ago. We had that early crash, local yellow only, no full course caution, and it was hammer and tongs all 13 laps. White in the 58, Schofield in the 61. They swapped the lead a bunch. You heard Schofield say he knew he was way quicker. He waited until 2 to go and then pulled away from White for the final time and rolled to victory lane. So Cliff White has to settle for second. Then it's Harris, Beck, and Myers. For Dorsey Schrader, John Bisignano, I'm Rick Benjamin. We'll be back later this afternoon. Next up, Jeff Lepper and Randy Post. More to come.
The 2013 SCCA Runoffs are brought to you by Mazda. Zoom Zoom.
It's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You wish the freeway on-ramp was your personal racetrack. Well, buckle up, buddy, because the Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and events across the country, the SCCA has all the excitement you can handle. Dance the blacktop two-step with SCCA Solo. Get down and dirty with SCCA Rallycross. Or go wheel-to-wheel with SCCA Club Racing. Hit the track with the SCCA, where America's best drivers race.
He ignored the naysayers and never compromised. When Thomas Edison threw the switch, it changed everything. Engineering without compromise. This is the Mazda way. And this is the Mazda CX-5. Skyactiv technology makes it lighter yet stronger, earning a top safety pick. And more fuel efficient than any hybrid SUV. This is the uncompromised Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?